everybody. Welcome back to Cooking with Brenda. And as usual, Sadie says hello and we love you. Okay, today I'm going to do a very simple breakfast casserole. And I got the original recipe. I'm going to tell you everything that's on it. It's real easy. There's not much to it. And you can add anything that you want to. You can use any kind of milk you want to, but I got a little bit of a surprise tonight, or something you wouldn't think you would do. I want to tell you about it, but I got the recipe laying right here, and it's a breakfast casserole. I'm not going to do it exactly the way it says, okay? It wants 6 pieces of fluffy light bread. Well, I use Sara Lee, and they're real soft. And they mash down real easy. So I'm honestly going to use 12 slices. So let me just go ahead and get them out and get them ready. What the recipe calls for you to do, if you want to do it to look fancy or whatever, they want you to cut this piece of bread in 4s. I don't see no need in doing that. It ends up to be the same thing. Ain't no use in doing that, to be honest. And like I said, I'm going to use 12 instead of 6 because this is real soft bread and it's just going to be soggy. So in order to make it big and fluffy, I just put 2 and I mash them together. And it'll end up real good, and I just kind of mash them down together a little bit. You'll see why in a minute. Okay, I have already fried my sausage. We'll use it in just a minute. Okay, I need to put 8 eggs, but since I use extra bread, I'll put 9 eggs. And I don't know of any special way of cracking these eggs except crack them and put them in there. That's just the way I do it. I'm going to show you something I don't like. I don't know why, I just don't like it. Well, I do know why, but I'm not going to say. How about that? Whoops! There went some down the side of the thing, which is nothing unusual. I always end up with a big mess when it's over with. And I'll have to clean it up. It'll be alright though. That's what aprons are for. Okay, there's 4. I'm going to slow down and not rush. I rush sometimes when it's something that's got a lot of ingredients. This doesn't really have a lot of ingredients, but I'm going to add some stuff to it. And one thing you always want to make sure of is don't get no shell in there. I don't know, to me it kind of ruins it if you bite down on an eggshell. And that's one thing, is try to make sure you don't get no shell in there. Now, this is 8, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to do 9 since I'm using all that extra bread. Put these in here. Okay, still making a mess down there. I think I'll just lay this down there to catch some of it. Okay, I'm gonna take a spoon, and you see some of these white things in here. I am going to try to get some of that out. I don't like it. I'm not going to say why, like I said. Y'all might laugh at me. You probably would, and then maybe somebody else out there might know why I'm taking it out. If I can. And there's a little tiny piece of an eggshell. See? Sometimes they just get in there. I'm going to get all these I can. I'm not going to spend, you know, so much time just trying to get them. Okay, I'm going to mix these eggs up. I like to mix the eggs up by themselves some first. Even if you're going to add extra ingredients in here, it's good to go ahead and mix the eggs up some by themselves with a whisk. A whisk is better, or a fork. For a long, long time, many of years when I was growing up, we just used a fork. I didn't have one of these, to be honest. I got two of them. This one right here is to whisk eggs and things like that. And this one is to do gravies out of packets. See, they're a lot different. And I just mash them down like this to kind of clean them. And I let them soak in hot soapy water too. This one you can push it down like this as far as you can. But letting them soak a lot too will help get, you know, anything on there soaked loose in some hot soapy water. But the best thing to do is to rinse it off real good first after you use it. I'm going to move some of this stuff when I don't need it. Okay? I'm going to add a tablespoon of mustard. I was going to use that, but you know what? That and this. Hey, believe it or not, I bet you if you tried it, this tablespoon and this tablespoon probably hold the same amount. Only it's easier to get off of this one. So I'm going to use this tablespoon of mustard, any kind of mustard you want to use. If you want spicy mustard, just make sure the whole family likes the recipe. I mean, the whole family might not like the same kind. Put some mustard in there. And then a cup of milk. Now I'm going to tell you something. I have got a can of Carnation. Well, it ain't Carnation, but it is evaporated milk. It's fat-free. I use some fat-free stuff sometimes. And it calls for 1 cup. And I got this open, and I don't think I'll be using it on anything that I know of that I got coming up, unless I make some gravy or something. So I'm going to use this, just as good as regular milk. And you know what? This will taste better because it's richer. It'll make this taste even better. And you just pour that in there. So I've got 9 eggs instead of 8 because I used extra bread. If you get the garlic toast, you only have to use 6 slices because they're thick. Garlic toast, the bread to make garlic toast, not the garlic toast, just the bread that you would make it homemade. Okay, we got all them ingredients in there, and I'm just going to whip them up together here some. Put that back on there before. I still didn't quite use it all, but that's okay. Alright, if I'm not mistaken, this and some cheese, let me look. This and some cheese is the recipe. There's the bread. No, I gotta put the sausage. Okay, I'm gonna turn this oven on to 350. Bake at 350. Okay, I got my spray. I need to spray my pan, so it means I gotta take my bread back out. But that's okay. You don't want it to stick. Oops, I'm glad I caught that. You can use any kind of spray that you want, and make sure you get the sides too. That's sprayed real good. I just use cooking spray, non-fat. It's sodium-free, calorie-free, and cholesterol-free. Can't beat that. If that ain't safe to eat, I don't know what would be. really don't care about all that stuff, but I should. I should worry about the calories. Now I'll just put the bread back in. Sorry, David, I choked you. I'm choking my husband, not on purpose. It got to him, but it didn't really bother me. Okay, there we go. There's our bread back in there. Okay, now we've got to put our sausage. I've had this pot tilted at an angle so that the grease would go down through there and it wouldn't be in our sausage. And we'll try to keep most of it out of there. So I've got my 6 slices of bread. Now I'm going to sprinkle my sausage all around through it. Or, honestly, you could probably just put the sausage in with that and mix it all up and pour it right over through it. I should have just drained this, but I left it sitting there, so I'm just squeezing a little bit of that excess grease out of it. You don't want your dish to be soggy. And by the way, I probably got a bit of an accent, but I am from Virginia. But I'm from close to the West Virginia line, and sorry about that. I'm not sorry about who I am. I'm happy to be a hillbilly.
It's good to have help, because the right information at the right time may make all the difference.
I think that's probably good enough. Spread it around on there. Try to make it about equal. Let me just make sure. I got 6 slices of bread. The sausage is on there. I sprayed the casserole dish. I beat the eggs, the mustard, and the milk together. It says top the bread with the sausage, then the cheese. So we're going to sprinkle the cheese over it. And like I said, I'm going to put this on the computer in case you do like it and you want the recipe, so it'll be a whole lot easier. I used to make this a lot, but you know, then it's just me and my husband, but he likes everything I cook, so but leftovers are always good. But if you do use more bread, make sure you use a little bit more of something to moisten it. If you don't have but 8 eggs, use a 1/4 cup more of milk. You don't want it to be all dried out. Now spread your cheese across. Don't waste it like I am. Just dump it in there. Do like this. Dump it in there. And then just gently spread it out over your sausage. And it's starting to look pretty already. Now I'm going to, before I put the eggs down through there, I'm going to do something. Now let me tell you something. The last ingredient is the eggs. And y'all know me by now. I'm always experimenting. I haven't done this, what I'm going to do before, not all of it, but I'm going to do something. I like to experiment, and I'm going to be honest with you. I don't usually come up with something that I don't like. So what I'm going to do is, number 1, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of salt. Me and my husband, we don't, either one of us care about pepper, so we're not worried about the pepper. Now, look at here. That was casserole cheese that I put on there, by the way. You can use whatever you want. Just if you just want cheddar, that's fine. That's casserole cheese. It's got it's got American cheese, Monterey Jack, mozzarella, and some cheddar. So I just like using all of them. Now, in this bowl, I have just a little bit of orange bell peppers. Sorry about that. Sometimes I can't think, I guess it's my medicines, but sometimes I can't think of the word that I need to use. So it took me a minute there. And a little bit of onion and a little bit of yellow bell pepper. And this I've never done. I'm going to just try to sprinkle it out evenly, what I got over here. It's looking pretty. It's looking more like a fall dish. Okay, see, that's not too much. Make sure there's a little bite of it here and there. Now another thing is, I got, you can see it's just a little tiny bit of these onions right here left, and I want to get rid of that. So I'm just going to sprinkle that on there too. It's just a few minced onions, that's all. Now, here we go. Mushrooms. This is mushrooms. This is Swiss cheese. Oh, I have learned I've got 4 pieces of Swiss cheese chopped up here. I have learned that putting a few pieces of Swiss cheese in something that you're making with cheese, oh, it just gives it the best aftertaste. And again, I'm experimenting, so we'll eat it. My husband eat ravioli for a long time, so he'll eat it. He eats anything I cook. I'll be honest, I don't never have any problems with my husband complaining about the food. He'll eat anything that I fix him, and he enjoys it. Spread that mushrooms and stuff out there just as evenly as you want or can get them or whatever. You want something in every bite, don't you? I do. I like a hearty, healthy taste. I just like a rich taste, you know, make it good. And kind of wish, but you'll see it'll end up good. I was going to say I kind of wished I'd have put the egg mixture in before the cheese, but the egg mixture is going to go down through there anyway. Okay, now, next thing we got, the next and the only other thing that we got, let me look around and make sure. The egg mixture's all we got left, and I'm going to get right over here so that let me give that a little bit, mix them together again. See how much yellow it is? That's what the mustard done. And I'm excited to taste it with the evaporated milk in it, because that's going to make it even richer. Especially since usually when a lot of people, when they use evaporated milk, even if you're going to make gravy, the old timers will put, you know, like if you used a can of evaporated milk, you would at least use a can of water with it. But to be honest, if you're making homemade brown gravy in a cast iron skillet, it's better to use sweet milk and also take it down a little bit with water. My mom always done it like that, and it's always good. My mama is the best cook. Well, everybody thinks their mama's the best cook, I would say, but my mama, I tell you, when we was growing up, there was a lot of us, and you just have to do the best you can with what you got. And that's how I've learned to do it over the years, is just do the best you can with what you got. Now I've come up with a nice dish.
You was the oldest girl, wasn't you?
I was the oldest girl. My mom had a boy, and then waited 4 years and had 4 more girls, so I was her helper. And I've done laundry. I've hung clothes out when it was so hot it would freeze my hands, and they would hurt so bad. And the clothes would freeze before you even got them on the line, especially a pair of jeans or something. They'd just be froze solid before you even got them on the clothesline. I tell you, I raised up country style. We didn't have indoor plumbing. We had to carry water for bathing, for dishes. We would catch in a 55-gallon barrel drum. We would catch rainwater to bathe in if we was lucky, especially like in the winter. Because carrying that water was really hard. It was hard on me. It was hard on me and my brother. We'd done the most of it. And cutting wood for the wood stove, and you had to carry water to drink. We had sometimes we lived in a house that had a cistern where we could pull it up with a bucket. And the reason that you don't see me doing everything old-fashioned now is because I have RA and fibromyalgia, and that doesn't allow me to do all the old-fashioned that I was raised to do. So I do it with the best I can. It'll still be the same thing, you know. It doesn't matter if I do it the hard way or the easy way, it still will be good. Because I'm a good cook, I hope. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to put this in the oven on 350 for 45, let me see, I think it's 45 to 50 minutes. Let me make sure. 45 to 50 minutes on 350. It's on, it's ready. So I think that I will put some foil over the top of it. And when I check it, if I think I need to leave it off, if it's not done, maybe I'll just leave it off. So this is a breakfast casserole, and I added Swiss cheese, mushrooms, some onions, and yellow bell pepper. So there's 4 things that I added extra. Now, in case I forget, when I do take it out, I'm going to come back to you so you can see it. But I want to tell you a couple things that you can have with it. Since it's a breakfast casserole, you can have some fresh sliced tomatoes. You could have a cup of apples, applesauce. That's good with it. You could have some fruit like pineapples, grapes. Anything like that goes really good with like a breakfast casserole. You know, you could, it's just endless. You could have cantaloupe. So I wanted to let you know a few things you could eat with this on the side in case I forget to tell you when we come back. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay, everybody, I cooked this on 350 for 45 to 50 minutes. Mine's actually been in about 45, 46 minutes, so we'll go check it and see what it looks like. Should be done. Hopefully it will be done. And always be careful when you open the oven door. There's hot, steamy heat coming out. It'll fog your glasses. Pull that out, and it's still hot sometimes. These things right here are pitiful, really. I need some things. I like to just double it up and do it like that. This one's not too heavy. My husband usually gets it out for me. It's too heavy. Okay, let's just check that out there a little bit. It's hot. Let the steam out. Oh, it looks real good. I'm going to let it just sit there a minute. I think it's done. Let me take something and check under. Excuse me a minute. Let me check under there a little bit and make sure the bread's still being done. Yeah, it looks like it is. I mean, I can't show you, but to me, it sure is. It's picking up pretty good in the corner. And now listen. What I would do if you want to make this, we're going to post the original recipe, and if you ever want to add, I mean, you can add anything you want, different cheeses, whatever. And that way, my husband was upset. He said, I don't like it if you got a recipe out. And I said, well, it's just, I wanted to make sure what went in first. It's been a while since I've made it. And I write my stuff down, you know. But the original recipe is 8 eggs, 1 tablespoon of mustard, 1 cup of milk, 1 pound of sausage of your choice, 8-ounce pack of shredded cheese or a block of cheese and shred it yourself, 6 slices of bread. You brown the sausage, you spray your casserole dish, whatever kind of spray you know you put. Well, he'll post it all on there for you. And he is my husband. I want to see if I can get him a taste out, and let's see what he thinks. hot, I know that. See, it looks real nice and good. The bread's just lightly browned. That's egg and bread together. That's a big bite. It's going to be hot. Let's get it. Let's see if I can get it in half. Ouch. Listen, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and get your friends to look and subscribe. I'm trying to get this cooled for them and talk while I'm cooling. And listen, you're supposed to, and I didn't because I want to have it tonight, but you're supposed to let this sit in the refrigerator for a couple of hours before you cook it. That allows the cheese. We get a thumbs up. That allows the cheese to get down and the bread. Allows the egg mixture to get down and get the bread to absorb it. And I added a bunch of extra things. I like to experiment. So anyway, I got a thumbs up. I want to thank everybody for coming back to Cooking with Brenda. And hopefully we're going to have Sadie tomorrow to make a pie. And she's going to make a pie that is going to be pretty for the fall. And I want to thank everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!